I can start, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure,
You
definitely. Thanks.
you can also ask the candidate background so that we can understand.
Yeah, definitely. That's the good idea. I will start. Okay. Thanks, Araf, for give this opportunity to have a Python program with this uh, with our people. Okay, let's start one by one so that we can just I want to because this is a Python programming things. I'm going to do a demo with respect to our telecom. How can we use this Python in our work, day-to-day life work, basically in our office work, in the project work. So I will like to know one by one, just normal thing. I don't want to in detail. Just your name, your experience, and what profile you are doing. That's it. If you want to like to say the company name is fine. If you don't like to say the company name is also fine. It's all your choice. Just name, your experience, and the profile, work profile. That's it. Just in one line, like telecom domain, in 4G, 5G, testing, software development, maintenance, whatever. Just RF engineer. Just in one line. That's it. No need to be in more describe. I will start with the Ashish Singh. Can you please say something about
Yeah.
yours?
Hello everyone. My name is Ashish. So currently I'm working in MDOC Gurgaon as a
Okay.
telecom engineer.
Okay.
So my background is RF optimization, and I have total 10 years of experience.
Okay. This is the RF energy. You writing some code or just in the some tools?
Yeah, we are using Active.
Okay, bro. Thanks, Ashish. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Okay. Next is Binit Kumar Srivastava. Binit, are you in hold? Binit? Okay, I think he's hold. We will come back to him later on. Okay. Next one is the Dave. Dave, can you tell me something about yourself? Just I don't want much time. The 30-second or 20-second about your name, your experience. Dave, are you there?
Yes, hello everyone. Myself Dev Rathore,
Okay.
and I have the experience of 10, 8 plus, you can say it, roughly 9 year
Mm-hmm.
experience. And
Okay.
I have the experience of a 5G SALT, multi-call analysis,
Mm-hmm.
LT call analysis, as well as
Mm-hmm.
optimization.
Perfect. Yes. Thanks. That's what. If you want to tell the company name, if not, it's perfectly fine. It's your choice. Okay. Next one is Giri. Can you tell me something about yourself, Giri? Next guest, please. Giri, are you audible? Giri, are you there? Okay, I think it's not audible for them, for him. Let's go to the next member. That is Gir Raj Singh. Can we have your small introduction of you, please? Giraj, is audible to you? Giraj, is audible to you? Giraj, you're in mute. You're speaking in mute, I believe. Yeah.
हेलो हाँ जी सर
Hello. Yes. यस, कैन यू टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ? आप हिंदी में बोल सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, हिंदी इंग्लिश में। आपका बैकग्राउंड, आप कौन से क्या काम कर रहे हो फिलहाल, नाम बस और ये एक्सपीरियंस, दैट्स
सर
इट, थ्री।
सर फिलहाल तो मैं प्रोटोकॉल टेस्टिंग में हूँ आईओटी
हम्म।
डिवाइसेस पे काम कर रहा हूँ इधर मुंबई लोकेशन
ओके। ओके, तो
इससे पहले
टेस्ट
टेलीकॉम में था सर
ठीक है, आईओटी क्लिक कर रहे हो, ठीक है। ठीक है,
हाँ
आईओटी का यूज केस क्या है, छोटा सा बताना चाहोगे तो? कोई यूज केस, क्या यूज
हाँ
केस पे
सर
कर रहे हो?
हाँ अभी सर जो कनेक्टेड कार की जो डिवाइसेस है ना जीपीएस टेस्टिंग के लिए
हाँ
उस पे
हाँ।
काम कर रहे हैं अभी जियो के लिए
जियो क्लिक, ओके, गॉट इट, दैट्स परफेक्ट। हाउ ये मैंने एक्सपीरियंस, आप कितना साल हो गया आपका कर एक्सपीरियंस टोटल?
सर
पाँच?
अभी प्रोटोकॉल में समथिंग 6 मंथ है उससे पहले टेलीकॉम में था 7 ईयर से टेलीकॉम का एक्सपीरियंस है
ओके, परफेक्ट, ओके। थैंक्स गिरिराज, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओके
Okay, next is we have Isak Jafar. Up, can you tell me something about yourself? Just name, year experience, and work profile. That's it. Isak Jafar, is this audible to you? आप mute में बात कर रहे हैं. You're in mute, I guess. That's why we are not able to hear you. Isak, Isak Jafar, आवाज आ रही है आपको मेरी? You're in mute. Okay, no worries. I believe you are busy in somewhere and might be in lunch or something. It's fine. No worries. We will go to the next person. That is Jitender. Can you please something tell me about yourself, please? So I want to know the just background so that I can take the course in such direction. थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा मतलब people get more used to. That's why. Jitender, are you there?
Jitendra, my name is Jitendra Kumar Pandey.
Okay.
ओवरऑल 7 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है
हाँ
और
हाँ हाँ जी.
अभी मैं एक प्रोटोकॉल की कंपनी में काम कर रहा हूँ.
हम्म.
लास्ट सेशन में भी था मैं.
अच्छा ओके आप पहले भी आए थे ना शायद.
हाँ
अब
हाँ
अभी और जितेंद्र कुमार पांडे ऐसा भी थोड़ा पहले आया था. ठीक है ओके
हाँ.
ठीक है. परफेक्टली फाइन. तो आप टेस्टिंग में हो आप मतलब डेवलपमेंट का आपको थोड़ा भी एक्सपीरियंस है मतलब कोडिंग या कुछ भी
नहीं
थोड़ा
सर,
मोड़ा. नहीं
डेवलपमेंट का सर नहीं है.
कोई बात नहीं ठीक है ओके ठीक है ओके. नेक्स्ट इज मोहम्मद फैजल. अपने बारे में कुछ बताएं प्लीज मोहम्मद फैजल.
Yeah, hello. My name is
हेलो.
Mohammad Faisal, and I'm from
यस.
Pakistan.
ओह
Currently, I'm
दैट्स
working.
ओके दैट्स
Yeah,
गुड.
currently I'm working in Nokia and
हम्म
LTE optimization engineer,
हम्म
and I have around 10 years of experience in the
हम्म
telecom industry,
हम्म.
joining from GSM, then 3G, and now LTE and voice over LTE.
Okay, now you're working in the latest in the 4G, right?
Yeah, voice over LTE. Currently working
Okay.
on
So
no.
in the Pakistan, which place you want to say, like to say that
Yeah,
Pakistan? Which place
I'm
in
currently in
Pakistan?
Pakistan.
Which one?
Currently in Pakistan on Nokia.
No,
Nokia.
which location in Pakistan, if you would like
Yeah,
to say just
Islamabad. Islamabad.
Islamabad.
I'm Islamabad. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, welcome to that Mohammed Faisal. Thanks to hear there's someone from Pakistan join us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, brother.
Next one is Raja Ram. Raja Ram, are you able to hear me? Raja Ram, I still you're in hold. I'm not sure why you are showing always in hold. But anyway, whenever you freeze, we will talk to you again. Okay, next is our guest is Sachin. Can you tell me something about yourself,
Hello.
Sachin, please? Hello, hi Sachin.
Hello.
Hi Sachin.
Hello. My name
Haji.
is Sachin. I currently working as a RAN integration engineer at
Okay,
Mumbai location. I have total 5 plus work experience in RAN domain
okay,
and overall all experience in Geo.
okay. ठीक है तो रैन मछली आप 4G रैन पे ही करते होंगे ना 4 या 5G एंड
Yes,
4G
yes,
और
4G, 4G,
4G रैन.
4G.
Okay, okay, perfectly fine. No worries. Thanks a lot, Sachin. Okay,
Okay,
we
welcome.
have next. Okay, next panel is our Sachin Singh. Sachin, are you able to hear me? Please tell me something about yourself. Just very brief, just like other people are saying. Sachin Singh, please. Hello, Sachin. Sachin Singh, are you there? It's audible. आप mute में हो. That's why we are not able to hear you. Sachin Singh. Okay, कोई बात नहीं. We will come back to you again. Okay. Next we have Vikas. आप आवाज सुन पा रहे हैं मेरी? Please आप tell me something about yourself.
Yes, me because total I have 7 plus year experience in RF domain.
Okay.
Currently, I am working with erection.
Okay. तो आप RF में मतलब क्या कोई टूल पे काम करते हो टेस्टिंग में या कोई डेवलपमेंट
Like
में क्या?
no, like currently I am doing with the Xcap. I am using Xcap tool for
Okay.
log analysis. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks Vikas. That's it. Okay. Next we have last one. It's the Wasim.
Hey
Hello, Mr.
everyone.
Yeah. Hey. Welcome.
Yeah, hi
Yeah.
everyone. My name is Wasim. I have 5 years of experience in RAN. I
Mm-hmm.
currently working on 4G design.
Okay. In the 4G RAN design. Okay. So
Yes.
mostly design side, I think you're writing some codes also, just a design.
No, it all using it all. I'm saying.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay. Thanks, Wasim. I think this is enough for. Okay. I think we will. Okay. Thanks everyone for giving your small brief introduction to me because definitely it's require me to help understand what your background is that so that it help me to make the presentation more aligned to with your expertise. Okay, let's me start with that. Before that, I would like to say something about myself. Actually, my name is Rahul Kapoor, and I'm working currently in UK, London company, London-based company, and by profession I'm a software development. I'm a software developer, and I'm 13 plus experience. I mostly work on C, C++, Python, and sometime on the HTML also Java also. But mostly I work on the on Linux and Windows. I've experienced in both the areas. And domain wise, I work on the 4G and 5G for the last 8 years on this four whole soul development side, designing side, and automation testing, automation of the testing test use case. I used to do that. Okay, and I also good hands-on experience on the networking side. I work for Cisco also before, so I'm networking wise. I'm very good at this area. All the protocol from the TCP, UDP, GTP, from the RTP, RTSP, all this area. I have MPEG, LHS, even Apple protocol is there for networking. I work on all this area end to end. So this is all my background. Mostly on the development side, I work on all this area. Okay, so today we are going to discuss mostly on the Python things. Let's share my screen. It will help more to understand. Okay. Uh, Let me know if someone is able to see my screen. Then we will go ahead.
Yes, screen is okay.
Okay, let's start with the Python. We will try to first get the answer of why we need to learn the Python programming. Then we will go to the topics of the Python, why we need it. One way we will go. देखिए मैं I'm going to speak in English mostly, but I'm fluently in Hindi as well. So if you and someone has any query in Hindi as well, I'm comfortably fine with that. उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, ठीक है? It's not a problem कि mostly candidates मैं देखा हूँ is from India. Sometimes people join from US or UK as well. तो we have to speak, but it's fine even. It's not a problem to speak in Hindi. तो ठीक है? तो it's not a problem for long. Okay. The first point what I'm trying to say is the nowadays world shifted towards automation. World I mean to say everyone from the every industry want to make their life automated. That's why we have to learn that Python. So with the help of Python we can think which are repetitive in nature. Automation का मतलब ये होता है कि if you are doing something which are in repetitive in nature. For example हम लोग अभी पता है कि हम लोग we have to go in a certain path. So suppose first we have to take the left, then right, then left. We know that we have to do like this only for reaching the office from home. We have to take a left first, then right, then left. We reach our office. We know that. If we know that we have the predefined path to reach a certain destination, we'll make it automated with the help of that. That's why nowadays automated car doing like this only. They have to program such a way that if you know the path, right, car can drive themselves. Like Tesla and other companies are working like this. That's the only the objective is that the behind the logic is simple the same. If you have something in repetitive data, repetitive means जो चीज that the things which can repetitive, we know that something like we can automate it nowadays. That's the best way to, we can define the automated. That's why manual testing. Suppose I can in the telecom so domain. Suppose you want to do a testing for mobile. How can you do that? For the call testing, I can say. So what are the call testing can be possible scenario? Number one, we can do the call testing for the local number first. Suppose in a country where you lives in a local call, right? If you're in a local city, if you're going to test another scenario is that if you're going to another state, but nowadays now roaming NASA roaming is free most of the time. So suppose you are try to connect to a different country, right? This is a second test case, for example. Third case that you have to try a number which is does not exist, right? Is a negative test case we call that. And fourth case is that you are trying to put a number like this which does not exist, like you enter some minus alphabetically anything you have to put alphabetically try mix you put basically a number which it does not exist, different thing. And these are the four tests of example we are trying to reach and call a number, right? You know that this four scenario will always there in a when the new phone will come. Either you go for the 4G or 5G or 6G or 7G, you have to make a call, and you know that these four cases will come into picture. Same call, same country call, different country call, negative number, never test cases. You know that for that, right? You already know that. So for doing this thing, it's you don't need to do a new need a manual tester to do this call. You can make it themselves and make the code, make the calling with the help of Python automation. So that is the way manual testing going to do shift to the automation nowadays. Because since some of the things definitely I can say still manual is there, some of the things that can't be changed, you have to be do that. Uh, you have to do that, you know, uh, manual. For example, I can say, suppose you have a you have to switch on the hard power something on the RAN. You have to power on plug in. So suppose you're in your home switch button is there. You have to suppose only press off, then only is going to off. That is manual. We can't. Might be we can do later on, but now as of now we don't find anything which can be automated, for example. Okay, that is the thing. That's why we have to learn the Python. Second thing is nowadays the log analysis. Basically, you see it's shifted to the automation. Log analysis, I mean to say, I can give one example. Let's see, I have a just sample logs. Okay, just a 4G logs is there. I get something logs from the 4G. Let's see, uh, suppose I have logs from the 4G log LT networks. I get some logs, right? It is a small logs actually. If it's a bulky logs, so you want to basically do the analysis. So what the analysis means? Suppose you want to just fetch the uh, RSRP value. Someone can say, let's can do something like this, right? RSRP value, and you do like this, and you can search in the event. But this is a small, like if it is a small file, but it's a big file. What can you do? The field log, especially field log, I meant to say you are in the field. RAN side, right? These logs has become very bulky, 1 GB, 2 GB, funds 500 MB. You can't load in the notepad, right? First thing. Second thing is some people using the test log tools, analysis for tool. They are very chargeable. They're licensed one. They do huge amount of money for that, right? So you have to spend lots amounts of money for that to get the local analysis. So that's why we can do with the help of with the help of Python, we can do that. Let's run this program to run the program so that we can figure out how this works. Suppose I want to just fetch the RSRV value and CKey value in this current logs. I will open let's open a logs for the same. I have written the Python code. This is the Python code for that. We can open their logs file, and we are trying to find the RSRP value. For example, we use the find all. We can read as we go ahead. Find all, and we'll figure out the only 2 digit, which is negative in natures. And we also need to find the CQ data, that is decimal number. There should be +1, and we have to dump this number in a list. And we made a list here, empty list, and we fill it and try to print that. Let's see how it's work, and we will see how this work. So run this program. Let's see. Let's see, run it. And running this program, we have to use the name of this program. And let me rest that py. We have to write the py to run that. Then the code which I have written for that is the LT log analysis, for example. This is, let's run it. You see, as we run it, we can see the RSRP value come in a list: 60, 50, -50, and corresponding CQ value is 25, 20. So what you have seen that, right? The RSRP value, we can see that, and we can figure out the RSRP value going good, and it is in the good coverage. And CQ value is good. It means channel quality indicator, which is also good, right? From the 0 to 30 is then LT case is the best one, 30 and 0 is the worst one, right? So you can from that, if concluded that in the current logs the U is behave okay and the things looks okay. If it's going suppose 0, 1 something, it means you can conclude that, oh, GQ value is not good, that's why we don't get the proper signal from the RAN, something like this. Okay, so you can say we can, with the help of Python, we can do the local analysis more easy. It's a simple use case. Definitely when we're going to learn, it will be a more tricky one, more different use case we will take, and slowly we can figure out how to do that. Okay, now going to do the next one, all complex calculation via the automation. Okay, no, what do you mean by calculation? Nowadays, what happened? If you see in the 4G or 5G, mostly people have seen the telecom domain. You see the calculation become very complex nowadays. I can show you, for example, you see, this is the 5G throughput formula, right? It means it will get the data at Mbps, and the complex formula. You see, right? No one can do remember this use formula, right? And everyone can scare what's going on. Yeah, kya hai, itna tough one, right? So this complex formula can be do with the help of Python. That is another best part of that. How can we do that? Just run a program. I've written a program for that to calculate this. Okay, let me do that. Yes, this is the program. I've written the for that. I've written the code, and you see it's just a one line. This is the main HT. I can say the only the one line changes. Other things just normal details. If you run this program, you get the 5G throughput. Okay, let's run this program and trying to figure out with the help of Python and make our life more easy. This is a calculation of 5G. Okay, I'll run this program. My basically Python extension is with the help of .py. Anything if you find .py, it means it is a Python code. So you can not assume that you believe that this is only Python code. .py is extension for that, and the file name is this one, and this is a code for sample code for that. Let's run that and try to solve this big Python 5G throughput with the help of Python. Okay, let's run that with the help of NR to 5G throughput, for example. Okay, let's run it and we'll see what how the things going on. Okay, So you see, as I write the code, I thought someone might not know the formula of 5G. It's very much possible. That's why I built in my code to insert the pictures so that whenever program runs, we can get these pictures of formula so that people can relate with the throughput. Okay. So what does picture show? You see picture show the data rate in Mbps. The 10 to minus 6 is just a number. Is the summation side j equal to 1 to the j is the sum of carriers, number of carriers basically. B is nothing but your number of MIMO layers. Q is the modulation techniques, which modulation technique you are QPSK, QAM. Like there are so many QAMs are there and for the different regions. So I believe you guys know about this. If not, definitely we will have in another session, but it's related to the QAM, right? More we have QAM, number of bits we can transfer and more data rate for the obvious region, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, suppose. And is the scaling factor is there, then the RS is a number. So the number of PRBs multiply by 12, and TS is your OFDM symbol, right? And this is the overhead. These are the formula we have to give the input. Let's go one by one. So we will start with the number of CC is 1, for example. Number of MIMOs is 1. Number modulation technique we have the minimum one, that is a 2. Let's just make it FBD or TD. You see, if you there's a scaling factor F is there from the formula you see. Okay, and let's take FBD. FBD then it will be 1. Let's put FBD is the FBD scenario, for example, and we have to close the number of PRBs as a physical resource block. So let's put 0 to 3. We can give anything. So we have for getting the number of PRBs, uh, we need two parameters basically. Input is equal to numerology 0 to 3 and channel bandwidth. This is the input we have to give. Then we get the number of PRVs. So first we have to give the numerologies numbers. I will give the numerologies 1. In the 5G, I'm not sure how many guys are working in the 5G. This is 5G throughput. Here we use the numerologies starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, and up to 4. 0 to 3 is for the FR1, the frequency range 1. Okay, that is range starting from around I think 425 megahertz to 7125 megahertz, and for the FR2 is from 24 gigahertz to 52 gigahertz. This is the range for FR1 and FR2. If not, sorry guys, what is this? Definitely we can discuss on other subtopic, because this is today we are discuss on the Python things. Okay, so let's try to enter the numerologies. Let's numerology 1, and we have to enter the bandwidth so that we can get the PRVs. So we can put the 100. So as you put the hundreds, then we get the number of PRVs. Okay, now we get the total number of throughput is 2.4. For example, in this, if you put all this input, we get the throughput is that. I will give it another try for that. We will try to change the number of memo layers, and we will see how the throughput becomes changed. We will put others numbers as same, only we will change the number of memos, so that obviously your throughput should become double, because memo is nothing but multiple input, multiple output. It will help to increase that, because you increase the input and the output on the antenna or the on antenna side, right? So that your throughput become more, right? So how can become the input? Let's try to do that. Run the program again. We get the formulas again, and we will enter that. CC is same, and we'll change the memo is 2. Other things will remain same. What we put on the before side is the FDD same, and numerology we call the 1, and 100 we put on last time. You see your throughput become double. So in this way you can like conclude that, oh, if we have changed the double the memos number, we can throughput become from 2.4 is become 4 point, right? So you see the big program, right? The big program you can make in a with the help of uh, Python programming. So that is the what I'm trying to say, right? Now the fourth part, what I'm trying to prove myself is the easy to learn. Why I'm trying to easy to learn? If you see the program code is very simple. They're using printf, English word, printf, throughput, numerology is in the programming. Star means multiply, minus. It's just a normal English word. That's it. It's not a def means define. Define means define your numerologies. You see, it's very like simple. It's not a English or no, you see just a English word. Channel bandwidth, actual PRVs, total number of PRVs, sub carrier spacing. It's just a normal English word. That's it. Just simple line. Or I think mostly 98 lines of code. It will make your life very easy, right? It's very easy to learn, very simple to learn this Python program. Okay, fifth point, which is which I love most, that is really one of the favorite mine, that Python is always independent. What does it mean? Suppose you're writing this code, right? This same code can be run on the other operating system. Suppose if you're running on the Windows now, if you run the same code on the Python, it can give the same output. But if you're writing the code in different language, for example, in the C++, or in different language, Like it is not going to be run the same code. You have to make some changes on the code. You have to make portable for this particular operating system. But when you're writing the code in the Python, it is completely, OS independent. It can run the same code on the Linux, Windows, and the Mac OS server that is given by even other operating system like Linux BSD, FreeBSD, Solaris, Red Hat. Like this is a flavor of Linux, but you have different operating system can make you get the same output. That's the best part of it. That's why Python is using nowadays aggressively in every of these servers. All the automation tasks nowadays done with the help of Python, because you have to write a code only on the, because nowadays you see ran is somewhere running on the Windows, suppose somewhere reading the VxWorks, somewhere in the Linux, right? And you want to make something on the RAN side, on the 5G side, on the 4G side, you have to make something automated. How can you do that, right? You can't write a code for the different Windows, right? You have to different platform. You write a code, you dump it on the server, it will run it will work the same as it is what you want. That is the best part of that. And the sixth part is that one program longest. So what sixth part I want to like that any of your guys, any background, I always say HR, marketing, even I'm from finance team, even they should know at least one programming language. Why I'm saying that? Suppose you're seeing in the some of the logs or anywhere in the life, you seeing some XYZ jig right, black screen. At least you get to know what's going on. If you know the programming language, you at least get to know. Oh, okay, might be this is if condition is fails or something. You at least definitely you can say something at least. Nothing than you get something at least what's going on behind the scene. That's why one programming language must be know. The last point what I said, the increased logical thinking. Definitely, when you learn the programming language, the way of thinking, we speak definitely, and the way of speaking with the discuss with the colleagues, with the office in the professional meeting, you will speak very logical point. You can't speak just for the namesake. I've seen the meeting, most people just comes and speak anything that's just not relevant to the topic. When you do the programming, you, because it's my personal experience, right? I have 13 plus experience on this area, so that's why I'm on that point. I'm saying when you learn something, when you doing coding, because you have to write, you have to think, right? What we have to write, do you think your thinking capability will increase day by day? It does not, it will increase your thinking capability, and definitely you become more logical on your life. That's the point which I'm trying to say that. Okay, now we'll going to the topics what we are going to cover on that. We're going to, these are the topics we will cover on that. That is, first one is the uh, embedded system. Embedded system is, what is embedded system? We will see that, because you might thought why we require embedded system, because all the life in our real life things start with embedded system. Mobile camera, TV, RAN, whatever servers we think is started. So we have to know at least what is embedded system, what are the hardware component, what are the software components there. And for that, we will take one embedded system device. That is, because since we are working on telecom side, I will take the example of UE hardware, how UE works, how the software stacks on the UE works. This is software stacks, how the hardware stacks work on that. What are the hardware coming to pictures on the UE side? We'll cover this. Okay, and also the this embedded domain. What are the like in the, if you see in the embedded system, mostly comprised of CPU, memory, input output device, memory interface, ADC or analog to digital converter, DAC, how this real time data is, because as we speak, our data in real time, suppose I'm speaking audio, is not a digital sign, right? It's a digital not a data, is always analog in nature. What is in the real life is always analog in nature. We have to make it digital with the help of ADC. Suppose I'm speaking, right? The mic is not a, it's a digital device, but I'm speaking, I'm not a digital, I'm analog. To convert that, we need this analog to digital converter. So how this all these things done, how the sensor works, these are the things we have to understand before going to the real programming language, because it will give you feel to understand when you're writing the code. Without knowing the background, writing a code, I think is little bit tricky for. Okay, we'll cover this on detail about that, and what the programming language, where we use this programming language, which language, where it comes. So we have to know that. That's why, and afterwards we will start the programming Python one. So what the we'll start the Python programming setup, how can run it, what is the writing the code first program, how the program runs, because program code how is work basically, how the what are the reserve works, line notation, cement, variable, data variables, operators, decision making, loop statement, functions, modules, package. These are the topic we'll definitely cover. File handling. So if you open the file, how to file handling. There is a modules, packages, how all these deals will together afterwards. In between, definitely I've not mentioned here the some practical hands-on picture, but trust me, in between, in every topic we will doing something. I've not mentioned because this slide become big, that's why I'm not, but in every topic we will doing hands-on experience along with me in the class. So we will do hands-on practice for each topic. Suppose we are done with the data types, operators, we'll do the hands-on practice with some of the live project what we are doing in our day-to-day life. Okay, and afterwards definitely we will do in the last one we will do some of the big project on the Python, like some of the big project like throughput calculation, log analysis. We will take some big logs and try to figure out to dig into that and try to do analysis mostly on the. And someone had in the last session told me to add the XML parsing also. So that I need to do that. I'm not writing the code for that, but that's also I will definitely add XML parsing, basically XML log analysis. Suppose some logs nowadays in the XML that I have to write the code. I have not written the code for that, but I will write a sample code and we will do XML log analysis also. There are so many formats, but XML I understand. Apart from the text, XML is also one of the that we can learn. That I have not written the code yet, but I will write the code most probably in a week or so. So these are the things from my side. Okay, and you have I'm done with the presentation. I think that's it. Okay, and if any questions, please let me know. We will discuss all this topic in detail, and this all obviously all are in the practice and hands-on. All this code written by me and all are my. We will do one by one. Okay, that's it from my side. If any has any questions about the topics and the subject, and if any have anything, please free to ask from your side. I will start with some guest name. Might be Akash Malhotra. I think he joined a little late. I think I'm not know that. Okay, Akash. Just sorry. Can you tell me something about background? I've not hear you. Can you some background about your name, your experience, and your background? That's it. Then we will come to the next year.
So, as my name is Akash Malhotra and I have been working in telecommunication
Okay.
for 8.5 years. Lastly, I worked in Airtel,
Mm-hmm.
Gurgaon.
Okay. The profile. What profile is your testing, development, maintenance tool use? What you
Previous,
did?
my last profile was in digitization team itself.
Mm-hmm.
I have bit worked on Python, though
Okay.
I had experience related to like RF optimization performance
Okay.
earlier. Then I shifted to digitization team.
Okay. 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 Thanks, Akash. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Now, any have any questions? Please ask. You have any questions? Please ask. Any doubts? Anything? Any Dinesh, Isak, Jitender, Wasim, Mohammad Faisal?
Hi Rahul. Hi
Hmm.
Rahul. I have one question.
Yes.
What will be the duration of this course?
1.5 months. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone have any questions? Have please come forward. Sunny Singh, Lakdar, Wasim. Anyone any questions? Please come. Wasim, Vikas, Sunny, Mohammad Faisal from Pakistan. Please, you have any questions? Jitender.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Vikas, Sunny, Jitender, Giriraj,
Hello.
Akash.
Hi.
Yes.
I
Hi,
have
hi,
one
please.
question. These logs which you are analyzing is coming from which tool? Are they any, I mean, vendor specific or the drive test logs or the call
Uh,
trace logs?
it can be anywhere. It doesn't matter. It can be QXTM, it can be QCat, it can be PCAT, anything tool which are using. It doesn't matter. I think this is your MediaTek tool, is the Keysight tool, RNS tool, whatever tool you are using, it does not matter really. It doesn't matter at all. QXTM, whatever tool is field testing, it doesn't matter really to analyze tool, because the Python supports almost every logs to open that and do the analysis. Doesn't matter really. You can do from anything from the QXTM to basically this logs are from QXTM, but it doesn't matter really. Really speaking, it does not matter the logs where it come from which tool. We can easily decode it unless until it is kept encrypted, right? Because some of the companies trying to encrypt that logs and we are not able to open that, the tricky case that we can't help that. There is another one, but normally I don't find anyone do like this. But most of the logs you'll find around 95% case I have seen the logs are open and we can do that. It doesn't matter in the, unless until it is a proprietary one and company doesn't want to share the open that, like make it encrypted basically. It's answer your queries, I guess, right?
Rahul, I want to add something regarding the Anita question.
Yes.
Certain keys like Nemo tools like the NMF and NMFS. These tools are provided. The key set tool. These log files are encrypted and these cannot be opened, like the TRP files of the Thames investigation. These also can be opened. Okay. So I think the tools will not be, the Python will not be able to open these and work on these log files. You have already made the QPST and QXDM, I think, logs analysis, right?
Yeah. Yes. For that, what I'm trying to say is, I know some of the, like as you mentioned, key sided doesn't, they does not want to make the logs encrypted, right? And doesn't, but trust me, it's my experience. If you uh the company which, suppose you are talking, if they does not want you to open, then you can't help it, because they don't want you to that. If if you need it, suppose you're a customer of keyset, you need that, definitely you tell them I need this log in the some text file or some file which is understand by you. They will definitely give you. It's my experience. They will not say no, unless until they don't want to give, because obviously if it's networks device, right, because keysight support providing some simulator to you, and they don't want to share, they don't want to share the logs from you basically, then what will happen? They definitely not share because it's their property. If you're paid for that and you need it, obviously they will give that. You have to tell them I need the unencrypted form, I need to debug that, definitely they have to give that. You have to ask your uh, client or whatever vendors that I need that in a encrypted form. And sorry, in a open in this read encrypted form, and they will give the keys to open it. Obviously, because you required it, right, to do analysis. Before that, how can you do that? You need to be asked for that, because Python is not a way to go any of the system and just do the some hacking or something. We can't do this. No one allowed to do that. You have to ask for that. That's what I can say. I understand what that's why I told you, right? Some of the company doesn't want to do that, but if you need it,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to ask them. You have to request them. I need for the analysis, and you, if there is a proper justification, no one going to stop you. That's the obvious reason, right? You need some for the obvious reason, genuine reason, they will give you. And there's I know there is a different way to convert these logs in a text file, suppose in Excel format, in a Word format. They will definitely do that. I know these companies, I work these companies, them, I know they will allow you to do that.
Okay,
It's
brother.
get,
Thank you.
okay. Okay, anyone have any questions? I think Lakhdar, Ditender, Ashish Singh, Akash, any have any questions, please connect with me. Akash, you have any questions?
No, sir, thank you.
No, you don't have any questions. So I'm not sure how much this Python will bring change in your life, but definitely it will, because it's a very nowadays, everyone using that. That's why we introduced this course. Okay, Arab, you want to take this control of this and try to say something on this, or we are done? Or you want me to say some more, so one more programs of Python that I have written, if you want?
You can go some 3 to 4 use case so that he can understand.
Okay, let me try to that. Okay,
And
let.
before going, you can also show the QXGM tool where you will take a log so that he can also
Hmm.
able to understand what we are providing in different apart from market.
Okay, let me do that. For example, let me send my SQL. Suppose I will show one more log case example. Uh,
Guys,
suppose this
this is QXGM.
this is
Okay.
QXGM. This is a
Yeah, you
QXGM
can.
log, for example. Yeah, this is a QXGM logs, for example. This will tell you the UE capability logs, for example. Okay, this is U capability logs, for example. U capability is nothing but suppose there is a UE. Suppose your uh, network asks the UE, please tell me about yourself, what U capability, what you have. That we call the U capability. What are the band it supports, for example. Okay, suppose you see U capabilities, for example, this is from the QXTM logs. I'm not saying it's a Qualcomm basically tool which is help you to in the UE side to get the information in detail about that. That is the UE capability. That is the we call the QXTM logs. Okay, let me show some of the U capabilities there. Suppose this is the, suppose you see these are supported band list. What are the band is supported? For example, in this particular U capability, I have write a code for this. Let me open that and show you the U capability for that. Suppose this is the logs. Okay, so I have written a code for that, and let's run that. What are the band is supported? For example, let me run that and that is your U capability PYNR. You see, when I run the code, let I will show you how it works. Very just in a normal, you see how normally is how many lines of code, 10 to 14 and 15 lines of code. We have to open that text file, read it, and we have to go each line, and we have to figure the NR band capability support band list. What are the band is supported? And if you see the band,
Rahul,
which
I
is
think screen is not shared.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm really sorry. I thought skin is here. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, now it's fine. I sorry, I think disconnected. That's why I think. Okay, now it's coming.
Yes, now it's visible.
You see, suppose I've written a code for that. You see, suppose we have a logs from U capability. Let me open that. Suppose I have a logs quoted from the QXDM. Okay, and the QXDM logs in which it will show the U capability, means what are the UE supported in this particular UE. Suppose you send a U capability report to the network, that is a RAN side. So it supports suppose band 78, right, supported band, and trying to fetch this, right. Let me try that band. I'm search here in the node plus plus and trying to do with the help. You see from 78, 79, 3 up to band 2 is supported basically. This is a band is supported by the U capability. So how can we do that? Let's run this program and we will see that this is a program I've written for that. Let me show you the program. Mm, this is a program. Just you see mostly I think this 15 lines of code. You have to open that text file, this U capability, open it, read each file line and find the band data, for example. For that, let's open it and run this program. Oh, sorry, I run it wrong program. Yeah, this is a program for that. You see, as we open it, you see the U capability comes. It supported band 78, band 79, 3 band, 1, 77, 44, 71. It means these are the band is supported by the UE basically. You got it. So you see from the logs, we can able to with the help of Python, we can shortlist what are the U capabilities there in a particular from the logs, from the QXDM logs, right? It will help you to do that, right? That is one of the benefit that we can do more of the analysis with the help of Python. Okay, now last one I will also try to do that. Let me try that. Uh, Inner param. Okay, this is another one. What it will do basically. Let me open this code that might help you to more. This parameters is there. Okay, this is another code for that. What it will do basically, it will go in the whatever the NR 5G parameters we have, it will going to give the calculation for that. This is a code for that. It's almost I think how many lines is around 33 lines of code I have written. Let me try to do that, run and see how it works basically. Suppose when we run this program, we can get 5G NR calculation. What are the NR calculations there we can do? For example, suppose if you want to convert from the RFCN to the 5G frequency, right? We can do that. And there's options be selected for that. Let's I trying to put one and to convert from the RFCN to the 5G NR frequency. Let's put one and I will put to 6200. Input is your NRFCN and output your NR frequency. 1, 2. You see, we get the frequency is 33. With the help of Python, we can convert, we can do all the calculation with the help of Python. Let's try to continue. Yes, I want to continue and make it true. Now I will try to convert to the second option from 5G NR frequency to the 5G RFCN, for example. Let's I'm trying to do 2 and make the frequency as 3300 and we'll get the corresponding ARFCN value. These are the 5G technologies values parameters. I hope you guys are aware for that. If not, definitely we'll discuss on the some of the classes on the later topic. What is eruption on? So when we put the frequency, we'll get the corresponding eruption. Let's enter is you see 62,000, 62, 6 lakhs 20,000. Basically, we get the eruption value which we put here. We convert from the frequency to the eruption. Let's try for the 5 numbers. Suppose 5 number is that where it will give you. You have to enter the band. You get the each band is FDD or TD. Let's try to do that. Precious and 11 number is your 5. Suppose 5 is there. We print 5 here, and suppose we have to enter. Let's try ask from the audience which band. Let's Akash, have you want any 5G band? You work on any 5G band, Akash, before?
No, sir, I have taken a training, but I have not worked exactly.
Okay, for 50 fans. Anyone here work in the 5G band? Any of that? Mohammed Faisal, have you worked on the 5G band? Any of the band?
Yeah, N78 and 41 band. You
Okay,
want
so
me
let's.
to?
Okay, so at the N78 you work, right? Is the 78 is the TDD band or the FDD band? Any idea?
This is the FDD band. Sorry, the FDD band.
M78 or 71?
N78, N78.
Okay, let's try that. Let's it will give what is that? It's the TDD1. You're wrong, my friend. You can check in the system. It's not the FDD, it's the TDD1. Okay, so you see, that's why when we write the Vidal Python, you say we can convert, we can see whatever the band is there, it will tell you even the band. I have written this code for that, and you can write even the same code. Like I have written, you see, up to uh, 12 test cases, right? You can add more 13, 14, 15. When we do the practical classes, definitely we're going to add more use cases. What are the my objective that all the 5G NR calculation we can done with the help of Python code, because there are so many tools in the website is there now at Google, but we don't write it is correct or wrong or right, because we are writing our code ourselves. Then we can rely that is the correct one, right? Don't know that. So that is the way we can do that. Okay, so we can definitely last I will try that. Then we can I think let's try with the 11th number. And what's it say that? Let's check the 11 number is sent 5G numerology. There's a concept numerology in 5G, right? If you are not people are working, I can tell you to increase the latency, basically the time to to time to delay to increase the to decrease the latency, basically we use the numerology concept in the 5G. That is the one of the core difference between the 4G and the 5G, right? So suppose you have numerology is that in the 4G we have only 15 kilohertz is the default sub-carrier spacing, but in the 5G we have 15, 30, up to we have going to the 240 for the part of case. So for calculating that, I'm reading the code for that. Let's try for that 11. Suppose our numerology become 1, then what is the sub carrier spacing? Let's I put, let me hide this. Suppose to convert the numerology 0 to 3, right? The input value is should be 0 to 3, and output will get the sub carrier spacing. I'll put the 1, suppose sub carrier numerology, then what the sub carrier spacing we get? Any idea? Anyone can say that what is the sub carrier spacing will come if you put 1? Any idea?
So it will be 30. 0 is
30,
with 15.
30, 30, right?
Yeah.
30.
Yep.
Okay, let's try to do that. Okay, sorry, we have, I think, give the wrong input. Let me run that again. Program got crashed, right? We can see what went wrong. We have given some wrong value, I think. That's why we come. I think we have given the space. That's why we get. Let's run this program again. No worries. We can debug actually runtime what went wrong. Okay, now we'll go to the 11 number, right? 11. It is 1. You see, because we have given the space. That's why we can even take care when writing the code to a space. How can we avoid that? So you see, 30 is there, right? In the similar way, we can do the changes for the same. Okay, now last one we can try to do that. For the 12, I will try to calculate the number of PRVs, the physical resource block, right? Let's try physical resource block. For that, let's uh, enter the nomology basically to get, and for getting the physical resource block, you need the nomology plus the channel bandwidth. Okay, two information we need. So let's first apply the give the nomology as 1 and channel bandwidth as 100. Then we get the number of PR, which is 273. Basically, number of physical resource block you get in there. So such thing we can do in our in our with the Python, we can do all this calculation here. So we can see, you see, there are so many use cases for Python. We can do log analysis. We can do from the QXTM log analysis. We can do it. We can figure out. We can do the real log analysis. We can do the all tough calculations. We can do the this NR5G param calculation. So we can do all the things with the help of Python. I hope you get people are getting more insight of the real practical use of this Python, right? So anyone have any questions? Please let me know.
Sir, I have one question. Like in for running for reading a code QSTM log, should we need to convert that into some Excel form or on some notepad, or we can
Yes.
read directly from the code directly from the QST file?
I can tell you, yes, that's a very good question. Definitely, is a very, very good question. I really expecting someone to ask. Really, you see, for that, what happened is the QXTN logs. You can, there's an option to convert, export these logs in your text file. You can't control the QXTM logs externally because Qualcomm has not allowed us to use their, they have not exposed any APIs, anything to access their QXTM. So what we have to do, we have to run the QXTM. Afterward, we have to export these logs in a text file. There is the option, if it's to select all, you can export those logs in a text file, then we can do this. Not directly on the tool because Qualcomm has not allowed to access data their tool. That's the reason. You got the answer?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Arav, I think if you have no any questions, anyone any questions, please let me know. Wasim, because Lakhtar, Jitender, Isak, Giraj, Asis, Kas, any questions, please let me know. Any questions, please let me know.
No
Arav, you want to say?
question means all clear.
All clear means all clear.
All clear हो गया.
It should not be all
Yes, sir.
सब क्लियर तो नहीं हो गया, सब ऊपर से निकल गया, ऐसा ना हो यार, सब ऐसा भी होता है क्योंकि ना सब क्लियर ना हो जाए, ऊपर से निकल जाए. समझ में आया होगा, राइट? आई थिंक मुझे लगता है कुछ तो समझ में आया होगा कि क्या चल रहा है. Am I right? कुछ तो
Yes,
बेसिक
Yes, sir.
Rahul.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग.
Yes,
The
sir.
demo is very informative.
Informative. You like it, right, Asis?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. At least I get some good
Ashish
feedback.
working in telecom or protocol testing?
No, I am working as a WAN engineer.
Then engineer. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, optimization background.
In Amdocs.
Mm, good. At least I get feedback. And Giriraj, you like it? Jitender? Jitender, you like it? Lakstar, because how is the demo? You enjoy it? You learn anything today new? Wasim, you learned something today? You think something is new for you?
Yes, a little bit.
Little
So
bit. Yeah,
yeah,
you learned at least basic. You get something idea, right?
yes,
Something new at least, right? Something you get today
yes,
because you're spending the time, right? When you're spending some precious time of your life, then certainly you should learn something at least. You make your day more happier then. Okay, I think then.
Akash is already taking 4G and 5G protocol testing with us.
Okay,
Yes.
that's great.
Yeah, so Akash understanding I think good enough because I team showed many time QXDM log. Akash, can you tell something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is definitely insightful. I have I had background from RF, but once I get into this QXM training, it's like some parts I thought like I know, but when I get to get to know about the whole the testing part, and then I get to know the whole detail, and my ideas got uh, very clear now after taking that training from here. This is really useful for me.
Oh, it's a very good feedback, Akash. Very thanks for this feedback.